don't know how my voice was going to sound like, so I had to give myself a minute to recalibrate what was going on internally to have this conversation with y'all this morning. Now, this is going to be a long conversation. This is just mainly knocking out two birds with one stone. I want to get into the metaphysics of Enoch, the metaphysics of Noah, and although this might be a longer conversation that I'll elaborate at a future date, I just want to give you the basics, fundamentals of the esoterics, occultism, and metaphysics around these stories. Many people will look at these stories and be like, will personify them. Like you'll read and you'll feel like Enoch and these people were real guys. And even if they were real guys, the point of the story is how can it help you? And if these stories are to be told over and over and over and over again, at least for our lifetime, then what is the significance of these stories? Especially when you start talking about Noah and a damn ark, right? So what does that mean? Like I said, this ain't a long conversation, so I'm gonna be very straight to the point. Noah went to his grandfather Enoch in the Bible and said, "What am I gonna do, granddad?" And his granddad said, "You gonna have to be yourself. And I ain't got no advice for you other than being yourself." And so as he was tuning into himself, trying to figure out what to do, Noah decided, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start building this ark. And everybody around the village was looking at him like, what the fuck you doing, fam? What does that look like today? Because I'm not going to play with y'all. I'm not going to have y'all thinking that I'm talking about 2,000 years ago. I'm talking about right now. What does Noah's Ark have to do with what's going on today in your life? Let's start with immediate gratification. Let's start with not wanting to do something unless you know what's the immediate benefit for it. What if I told you to get your business was going to take you a year worth of research? That year worth of research, you weren't going to make no money on your business. You was going to have to get a customer profile. It's going to take you a year to get a customer profile to see what exactly your customers wanted because you wanted to have a successful business. You didn't want to start a business just because you wanted to stop working. You wanted to start a business to be successful. So you did not quit your job. You kept working at your job, right? And you did research for a year, 4 hours a day. Every single day, you did the proper research to make you adequate, competent, and an adept in the realms of your business. So it wouldn't be like you showing up every day, hoping that a person so into your business. You would know for a fact that they was going to sow in your business because you did the research. So let's go back 2,500 years ago. Noah's ass. Noah had his wife and his kids. This is all mythology. This is all metaphysics. This is all occult. When he said God spoke to him, I'm pretty sure his soul talked to him. I'm pretty sure the blueprints for that ark was found within his DNA. Is you supposed to build an ark? I don't know. If your DNA tell you to start building a boat, I suggest you go to Home Depot and get some fucking wood. And some hammers and some nails. So the metaphysics of Noah is this, once again, throughout the whole process, my man's was calm with it. He was cool with it. He was collected with it. He put one board in front of the next board, in front of the next board, hammered. You know what that is? That's calmness. That's serenity. You know what y'all struggle from? The lack of calmness, the lack of serenity. You got to be calm and serene to be able to talk to your grandfather Enoch. as stated in the Bible, Enoch was a giant. Noah was a giant. It might even be said that the Bible is a story of American history, such as Serpent Mound being in America. Every single place that you were to name in the Bible is actually a city, town, or a village in America. Places like Egypt, Persia, Babylon are cities and towns that already exist. So one could say they took this from the Bible and they took that from Mesopotamia, or it could be completely reversed. People such as the Mormons, the Moor man, and we look at, Caucasian people and imagine they created this shit, right? But when you get into the nitty gritty in the discussions with them, they'll give you the word. They'll say it specifically to you. I am a custodian of this information. Up until the ancient Hebrews wake up. Now, if you know me, you know that I would clown a Hebrew if I ever seen a Hebrew talking loud on the street about this and about that. I would always say, where the fuck these niggas come from? Who instructed them to get out here, throw in these costumes, and start preaching like they be preaching? Now I'm starting to realize they told themselves. They led themselves. They moved themselves. And the conversation and the understanding, the problem with melanated people is that we think that this is a European book. We think that this is a Mesopotamia. Even if it was Mesopotamia, there's not that many fair-skinned Europeans in the cradle of civilization today, yesterday, 5,000 years ago. So essentially, when you read the book, you must personify these energies, even if they didn't actually exist. The same way as we know Tony Stark didn't exist, but we imagine Tony Stark to look like Robert Downey Jr. It's very important that you look at Enoch and look at Noah as melanated, bearded, Hebrew Israelite looking motherfuckers. This is why it will make sense to you. It's very important for you to understand that the concepts are very American and very indigenous. The giants of the mounds, the giants of the Bible, the same giants. Now, we are American people, imagining that all of this shit happened in Mesopotamia. That creates dissonance and disconnection from our ancestors. If you could just meditate and be calm and understand, if you're in America and you're listening to this, you are grateful. You are abundant. You are prosperous. You are in tune with your ancestors. Everywhere you go, your feet is connected to this ancestral land. I need you to fucking relax. The metaphysics of Noah. Relax. When Noah felt that something was up, he went to his grandfather. His grandfather is Enoch. Enoch is an entity or an energy that lived forever. The thing about forever is that it's perpetual. The thing about forever is that there's no end to it. So Enoch and Noah, it's very important that we relax and know and tune in to new shit. The new shit, however, cannot be attached to immediate gratification. You gotta learn and study some shit that's going to take you a while, give you a couple of days, take notes, gather information, come up with plot points, get you a poster board, start really learning new information if you're serious about developing. Hopefully this makes sense, so you're not confused about why you feel the way that you feel and you're not doing new shit. You're doing the same shit you did yesterday. Well, your soul, your ancestors, your guides, they're not having the loops. Yemaya, she's not having the loops. Fuck the loops. If you did some shit yesterday, do some different shit today. Quite simply. So the metaphysics of Enoch is new instructions, new guidance, new wisdom, new information. This is perpetual to my people. Every day you wake up, you are fortunate and grateful and godly enough not to perpetuate old information, but to step into new things, new learning, new dances, new scripting, new understandings, new gods, new goddesses, new everything. But if you are worried, if you are saying, well, what am I going to get in return? If you're trying to bargain with the goddess, you're trying to bargain with your soul, listen, your conscious mind needs and wants, you got to understand that to be a block. And today is a new day. Today is an opportunity. But the anxiety, the fear, the regret, the discontentment, you don't know what to do with these things. Because these are things that the internet cannot necessarily help you with. These are things when you're wanting a return on something that was never going to give you a return. You have to understand, you can ask yourself this question. You can use this as an example. Was my boyfriend going to serve me like my soul was going to serve me? If you say your boyfriend was going to serve you more than your soul, you in the wrong line of business, fam. You watching the wrong video. The value of life is listening to your soul to map out the blueprints of your arc. You are here to fucking save yourself. But you do not save yourself without technology. You do not save yourself without information. You can give yourself a fucking shot and learn something at the same time knowing that motherfuckers, a majority of motherfuckers ain't going to sit the fuck down and learn. Especially adults. Your kids, maybe. Irony, definitely. But at the end of the day, this is why we did the marketing powwow last weekend, and I'm going to continue to do more cool shit like that. Because if I can't provide value on a daily basis, my heart don't sit right. Every day, I wake up and I figure out how can I provide value to myself, to my family, to the collective. But at the end of the day, it's very important that the message is making sense to y'all. It's very important to me that the message is making sense to y'all. I really want y'all to understand that these messages that I'm putting forward, without the application of understanding how to relax and tune into your soul, it's pointless. What bothers me is that people will not understand, will not grasp, and not comprehend, but waste the time or energy to listen and to judge and to observe and to dissect. Speaking very clearly, very paced, because the conversation is not about me. The conversation is metaphysical. Metaphysical is universal. Universal is cosmological. This is why the Bible is something that was in every home. We could all bear witness to the Bible because there is a cosmological connection to your meditation. There is an altering that's behind your meditation. There is a solution that's behind your meditation. And the reason that they'll give you a TikTok, and the reason that they'll give you a reel, and the reason that they'll give you a YouTube short, and the reason that they'll give you a Facebook watch is not to entertain you. It is to disrupt your meditation. Abraham Hicks says you need 17 seconds of positive concentration. We have reduced down to 8 seconds of observation, and then we're on to the next post, then we're on to the next thing, then we're on to the next. That is not Noah. That is not being a mound builder or be a mind builder. Within your mind, fellas, within your mind, sisters, you have the blueprints to your life. I need you to understand how important that is and how much you don't tune in to the calmness and the serenity aspects of your life to let your blueprint work itself out. As you sleep, you need to force yourself to relax. As you go through your day, you need to force yourself to relax. And as you relax, what does it take for you to get before that? What does it take for you to get relaxed? Do you need to go to the park? Do you need to have a cup of wine? Do you need to have a cup of tea? Do you need to smoke a blunt? What does it take for you to get relaxed, to tune into your soul? Do these things. Because the motherfucker will guilt trip you because you're doing this, that, and the third, and they ain't going to guilt trip you when you having major anxiety. Motherfuckers going to ignore you and look at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So at the end of the day, when it comes to your inner peace, do what the fuck you got to do. Motherfucker asks me, well, Hood, what you think about this? What you think about that? Don't ask me about this nor that. Do what you got to fucking do. Because inner peace down here in this 3D matrix is numero uno. If your inner peace leads you to a tent in Los Angeles, that's better than being stressed the fuck out in a mansion that you got to pay $15,000 a month for, and you only making $12,000 a month. And that's just your rent. We ain't talking about the lifestyle and the parties that you got to go to. But somehow you think that it's better if you live in a mansion or a house or apartment that you can't afford versus living in your car for a year and saving money. Working at the library, doing co-working spaces. You got bills, you got invoices, you got all types of shit that's basically saying you're too busy to tune in to yourself, to follow your blueprint. That's the largest irony in the whole metaphysical spiritual community. How we can have all of these conversations towards spirituality and it's still to a point that no one gets it. When I say no one gets it, I mean no one gets it. Your favorite spiritual person is stressed the fuck out. How do that make sense? Oh, because I'm a human. I'm a human being and I go through things. I'm stressed out. You're stressed out because you're not following your blueprint. Trust me. The reason that I work the way that I work and post the way that I post and talk the way that I post is because Spirit told me to do this. And when I don't do it, sometimes I honestly feel like, Kyrie, you post too much. You shouldn't do a video every day. Relax. It's not that serious. I get real life anxiety about this shit. I get real life stressed out. But when I do these videos, I went to the store, get my wife some butter, right? Got me a granola bar, and I gave some content that might could uplift a person into the space where they relax and calm the fuck down and tune into their blueprint. That's a win-win for me, fam. And at the same time, I might have not did it for whatever reason. So I say this to you. Are you following your spiritual blueprint? If you are stressed the fuck out, you're not. If you're not sure you're going in the wrong direction or the right direction, you're not. When you know you're going in the right direction, Spirit will pat you on the back. Your higher selves will give you daps up. Your dreams will be on point. You'll understand what the fuck it is and what the fuck it ain't. That's the beauty of spirituality. But I can't give that to you. She can't give you that. He can't give you that. You must give that to yourself. How do you give it to yourself? The metaphysics of Noah. You calm the fuck down. Get into a place of serenity, and your blueprint of your ark will be given to you. But you cannot build the ark in one day. So essentially, if you were to build an ark and house 2 birds, 2 cat, 2 camel, day 90 of that process and day 180 of that process would be right and exact. It's a matter of building things. And if you don't, like, building things might feel like an ambitious project. But what Noah teaches us is that building things is not ambition at all. It is a calm allowance of your soul to do its motherfucking thing and protect you and prevent you from specific negative outcomes. It is said that Noah lived to be 900 years old. The meaning of his age is not, oh, look how old he is. The meaning of his age was that he was able to listen to his soul to live day after day after day. It's motherfuckers who are not going to listen to their soul today, and they're going to get took out. You don't want to be one of those people. You want to relax, listen, learn, apply, and live the best life according to your soul's blueprint. Very simple shit. Peace.